Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to RWA Rebirth Series 3 Heat K. Last time we saw an absolute shock as number 5 seeds Rogue 3 took a first round tumble, leaving Razor and Beta to duke it out in a very close Heat final. However, Beta just got the nod from the judges. We're now in the penultimate heat of the series, which means we have one of RWA's deadliest robots in this week's seeds. Let's see them now. First up, the number 15 seeds, Masterath 3. They're two-time Heat finalists in Rebirth, last time losing out to Toxic Snake. However, don't count them out just yet. After all, they managed to win the Account Mayhem that aired last year, beating Slapshot in the final. And seeded third this series, it's the deadly Stinger. Always the bridesmaid, but never the bride. Stinger has come third the past two series of Rebirth, causing some horrendous destruction along the way. However, Control has let them down twice in the past. Can they finally get the title this time? So in round 1, it's the number 15 seeds Masterath 3 versus two newcomers, Undertaker and Pent-Agony, both of which look very promising. Let's get to the arena.
From Cirencester in Gloucestershire and seeded number 15, Masterath 3.
Here's number 15 seeds Masterath 3. We saw them earlier on in the series in the Account Mayhem where they won. They've got a great big flipper and they're hoping to finally win a heat this series.
From Derby, Pent-Agony.
Here's Pent-Agony, named so because it's got this spinning pentagon on the top, and they're hoping to cause all sorts of damage with it.
From Burnley in Lancashire, Undertaker.
And here's Undertaker hoping to give you all grave consequences, armed with a 4-bar flipping arm.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Three very interesting machines here. Of course, you've got Masterath 3, the seeds being flipped over immediately, but self-righting with flamboyant style. There's Pent-Agony trying to use its little spinning pentagon, which is a bit of a weird shape for a spin, has to be said. Up and over go! Masterath 3 and Pent-Agony. Masterath 3 flip themselves up and over, so they're not in full control. There's that flipper of Undertaker righting Pent-Agony. I wonder if they'll rue that decision later on in this fight. There's the big spinning pentagon, I should say. It's a very, very powerful weapon, but it's a bit of an odd shape. I'm not really too sure what that's about. Oh, Masterath 3! The number 15 seeds are out of the arena already, courtesy of Undertaker and that 4-bar flipper. It's very powerful, isn't it? Sending Pent-Agony across the arena quite a few times, and it's also quite an effective spinner killer by the looks of things. Managing to stop that pentagon from spinning up too much. And up in the air, there you go, goodness me. Launched across the arena there. Undertaker is definitely on top out of these two and is definitely winning this fight. Pent-Agony, that weapon, it didn't really live up to its full potential if you ask me. Is everything okay with Undertaker's flipper? Yes, seems to be. The pit's gone down and I don't think it's going to be too long now until Pent-Agony are sunk down into oblivion. It's an interesting looking machine, but it just wasn't good enough to hear in this fight. And I tell you what, that was a very, very impressive debut there by Undertaker. Could they go far in this series? What a debut by Undertaker! First off, look how easily they dispatched of Masterath 3, the favourites no less. And then once that was done, they launched Pent-Agony over and dumped them into the pit. In Melee 2, we see the return of Cerberus, the Guard of Hades, Thor, the Thunder God with a whopping hammer, and we also see newcomers Harold. Right.
From Leeds, Harold.
Here we have Harold. It's a classic wedge shape, and it's got a front hinged flipping arm.
From London, Cerberus.
Cerberus has definitely seen some better days, hasn't it? Let's be honest, it's looking a bit fragile now, but they're back again, this time with a flipper, and they've also got a front spike to ram into opponents.
From Acola, Northamptonshire, Thor.
This is Thor, back again, hoping to cause more damage this time and hoping they don't destroy themselves. And they're armed with a very nice big hammer.
stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
I love it when we see Cerberus in the arena, it looks beautiful. Harold flipping over Thor straight away. There's Cerberus getting involved and flipped over by Thor. And then they've got self-righting arms this time around, so they should, by all logic, be able to self-right down because that huge hammer of Thor on top of Harold, and again just flattening it. Once again, Thor have entered in the last 2 series of Rebirth, and they've done rubbish. Being honest, they've yet to win a fight. But I tell you what, they've definitely come back with an improved machine by the looks of things. Harold, of course, are newcomers, with a bit of an odd choice for a name, really. But they have got that front hinge flipper, which seems to be very effective. But at the moment, the weapon that is the most effective out of the 2 and is doing all the talking is that huge hammer of Thor. It's massive, it's fast, it's powerful, and Cerberus are already being counted out! Well, the new self-rider mechanisms just did not work for them. They barely lasted. Oh, that's such a shame. I really do love Cerberus. It looks so good. It's just a shame it never does very well. And now down comes the huge axe of Glade. Oh, dear. Well, a bird taking on a dog. That's something you don't see every day. And then in slams Brick now, trying to get that launcher into play. Down comes the axe of Glade. Harold and Thor meanwhile having a very good battle in the background. Down comes that huge hammer of Thor again. It's so powerful, so heavy. And I tells you what, I'm pretty certain they're on top out of those 2. Harold seems to be slowing down a little bit there. Maybe they're taking a little bit too much punishment. Cerberus certainly have, by the looks of things, on the floor. Flipper, and away they go. Now they're on their wheels. But it's a little bit too late. I'll be honest, I don't think they're moving anyway, to be fair. I think they've been completely immobilised. Maybe that's why their StreamX weren't working. Maybe something internal went wrong, right the word go. Who knows? What we do know is they are on the verge of the pit of oblivion, and so too were Harold and again, and Harold could very well be going down the pit here. Cerberus definitely have, and Harold are on the verge of going down. Cerberus just saving them. Thor relentlessly pounding them and now pushing them into the pit. Surely that's in. Surely they can't last any longer than that. Morrow, go in and have a look. He's going to have a little bit of a look, a little bit of a check. Yep, there's the red card. There they are in the pit. They can't get away from there. And Thor are the impressive winners. What a thunderous battle that was. Pun very much intended, of course. Cerberus sadly couldn't right themselves after being flipped, and whilst Harold gave it a really good go, they just couldn't handle the power of Thor and were pitted. Eventually. Just. And in the third and final melee, we will see newcomers Double Jeopardy. They look good in the pits, and the glorious Diotoir. But you got to feel bad for them because Stinger, our third seeds, are in there with them.
From Rugby in Warwickshire, Double Jeopardy.
This frightening looking beast is Double Jeopardy. Named so because of its horizontal and vertical spinner. Yeesh.
From Clondalkin, Dublin in Ireland, Diotoir.
The polka dot peril is back. It's Diotoir. Fur, dots, eyeballs, a flipping scoop. It's Diotoir.
From Lincoln and seeded number 3, Stinger.
And last but by no means least, Stinger. The deadliest robot in RWA, according to them winning Deadly Dealers last time around. They're seeded 3rd for this series. Can they finally reclaim their trophy this time?
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Oh boy, Stinger back in the arena. They are going to hopefully cause some chaos. They're immediately hitting Diotoir, sending them into malfunction. There's Double Jeopardy with those 2 spinners, one horizontal, one vertical. It looks really, really cool. Hopefully it's not just looks that they've got. Hopefully they can back up that potential of theirs. There's the huge power of Stinger, which, being honest, hasn't done the damage we're used to seeing from it. Oh, that was a good shot though on Double Jeopardy by Stinger. And onto Diotoir. Now Diotoir, I love Diotoir. It's flame grilled, it's boggle-eyed, it's got the fur, and I tell you what, they are great fun, and they are great sports. There's that rear fire. Oh, what happened there? The vertical flywheel hit Diotoir from Double Jeopardy, but then their horizontal spinning bar fell off. And I'll be honest, I think that damage from Stinger, to be honest. They've Stinger, oh! The huge hit. Oh, and another one! Doing damage. I think the pit's been a bit knackered there. Oh no, it's fallen back into place. Tell you what, Stinger is just such a deadly machine, isn't it? It's hard to get a hold of. It's hard to hit without being hit yourself. They've come third the last 2 series of Rebirth. They've won Series 29, the last classic series of RWA. They really want to gain the title again. Will they do so? The pit button's been pressed and down go Diotoir. I think they were long gone, let's be honest now. And Double Jeopardy aren't exactly showing much signs of life themselves. No, they're being counted down by Morrow, which means the house robots can come and have fun like Nail. She may move slow, but she's deadly. Oh dear, well, Double Jeopardy, an interesting concept, and I hope we get to see it in the Loser's Redemption. Hopefully it'll work a lot better there than it did here, because here it didn't work very well, did it, boys? And you're about to go down the pit any second now. Yes, down you go with Diotoir and Stinger, the number 3 seeds and the favourites of this heat, and you can see why. They are dangerous this time around. Watch out for them later on. Well, they tried, I guess that's all you can really say. Stinger were relentless in that battle, beating Diotoir and Double Jeopardy from pillar to post. Eventually Diotoir sank to the depths of the pit whilst DJ was counted out and pitted itself. Stinger, of course, go through. And now on to the Loser's Redemption. 6 robots enter, only 1 can leave. Who will it be? 15th seeds Masterath 3 will start as the favourites, but Harold, Diotoir, Pent-Agony, Cerberus and Double Jeopardy won't go down without a fight. Let's get to the arena.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
So Masterath 3 would have to be the favourites in this. They are seeded number 15 and immediately flipping over Double Jeopardy there. Pent-Agony spinning up as well. There's Harold trying to get their flipper underneath. There's Cerberus actually doing something in this fight, trying to get their flipper underneath Masterath 3. Harold getting underneath Cerberus and flipping him up and over once again. No, they did that in the last fight. And look there, the self-riding arms of Cerberus. Oh dear! He got hit there by Pent-Agony, but the self-riding arms of Cerberus are bent out of shape. And I'm pretty certain that means they won't work. And Diotoir on their side, courtesy of Harold. What a flip that was. Masterath 3 now flipping themselves up and over. They really need to get better control of their flipper. Now getting hit hard by Pent-Agony, Double Jeopardy and all sorts of trouble. Out go Harold! Harold chucked straight out of the arena by Masterath 3. This is why they're seeded. They've never won a heat in RWA, but that doesn't mean they're not effective. And it doesn't mean they can't be favourites. Remember, they won the Account Mayhem that took place late last year, representing, well, Masterath, obviously. Doing very well in that, of course. Well, they won it, so obvious favourites. Also 2-time heat finalists in Rebirth. Can they go that one step further this time? Oh, they flicked Pent-Agony and ended up on their side. Cerberus has just been counted out once again. Pent-Agony now spinning up to speed. Masterath 3 looking a bit suspect there on their side. Oh, away goes Cerberus once again, and I think they've once again completely died. Double Jeopardy and Diotoir both being counted out. Yep, they're finished as well. We didn't even see Double Jeopardy spinners in that fight. And now Pent-Agony with a huge hit there on Masterath 3 into the pit button. Down it goes. Can Masterath 3 self-right, or have they done themselves in? I think they might have outgo Diotoir, courtesy of malfunction. Double Jeopardy upside down and nearly out the arena themselves. Not really a fun place to be upside down in the sequence with the house robots. And Masterath 3, the seed, are being counted out. This is an upset. The number 15 seeds, favoured to do well by many, and they've lost in round 1. That is a huge surprise. And that leaves Pent-Agony as the only machine left standing. So they are the winners of the Loser's Redemption, more by luck than judgment, and by that I mean they've barely seen them. They've hit Masterath 3, what, twice? And that was it. The rest of it was all Masterath 3 and Harold's doing. But it's not so much the journey as much as it is the finish line, and that's exactly what happened there. Double Jeopardy pitted by the house robots. Masterath 3 are in all sorts of problems. And getting chucked once again by malfunction. Cease called, and Pent-Agony go through to the next round. There's Harold, bless them for trying. And there's Diotoir as well. Great fun, they really are. Bit of an upset here. Masterath 3 to number 15 seats out already. They started out the strongest, flipping over double Jeopardy and Diotoir, both of whom were deemed immobile and counted out. They also got the Uta on Harold, but they just couldn't self-right in the corner, leaving Pent-Agony to win the loser's redemption. So whilst they make some much needed repairs for the Heat semi-finals, it's time for another robot to take on our pinball challenge. The Pinball Warrior tournament is designed to test the robot's driving skill and precision. The goal is to score as many points as possible by completing as many tasks as possible in the given time.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So, the usual tactic, yep, go for the barrels, knocking several of them flying, and the bricks as well. I'd say at least 50 points have been notched up there, if not more. Now trying to go for the big swinging hammer. Oh, not again. Not again. This is what happened in the last heat with Evolution's run, and now Mighty Morg have done the exact same thing. They've attempted to go through the swinging hammer and have inadvertently got themselves stuck on the hammer, on the bricks. And there is absolutely no way out of there for them now. They are absolutely done for. Oh, that is such a shame. That is such a shame. That's the second time that's happened in this pinball tournament. The House Robots, I think, trying to be quite sporting here and trying to actually help them out a little bit. But there's nothing the House Robots can do. There's nothing Mighty Morg can do. They are completely jammed in there. Oh, what a disappointing run this is going to be. And they're going to be disappointed with this. 4 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and that's all she wrote for Mighty Morg. Oh dear, what a tragic run. They looked good at the start, knocking down several barrels and bricks, but then they got stuck in the swinging hammer, and that's where they remained for the rest of the run. What a shame. And it shows in the scores, only 95 points for Mighty Morg, which puts them at second to last. We only have one run left in the pinball tournament. So let's get back to the action, and first up it's redemption winners Pent-Agony versus the dangerous looking Thor. Let's get to the arena.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So this will be interesting. It will be nice to see Pent-Agony actually getting that spinner up to speed and causing some damage, although Thor's hammer is the thing that is causing the damage at the moment, and I think has done some severe damage. Yes, look to the spinning pentagon of Pent-Agony. Look at that, it's been snapped in like 6 places at least. Look at that, it's been completely mullered. Well, they have absolutely no hope in hell of having that thing spin at all now. Bits and pieces coming off as well. Look at the damage there by Thor. That hammer is so powerful. It is just absolutely, it's just pure destruction. And Morrow coming in, almost as if to say, is it almost as if you can't believe it's already over? And to be honest, nor can I. Well, Thor, a robot that has before never won a battle in RWA, have now come back with a much deadlier robot, and I tell you what, this could be the robot to watch out for. This could be the dark horse of this series. So of course watch it go out in the next round. Now I've said that, but well, we all know my predictions aren't exactly brilliant. We all remember Hobgoblin, don't we? On the floor flipper go Pent-Agony, and through the air they go. Oh dear, oh dear. There's nothing left of it. Oh please, Thor, leave them alone. They're already dead. Wow, what a machine this could be. Fantastic. In a word, ouch. What have the Thor team created this series? Some sort of beast, that's for sure. Look at the damage it caused to Pent-Agony. Absolutely nothing they could do to protect themselves there, and it's a solid win for Thor. Next is the number 3 seed Stinger, deadly as ever, versus the new boys Undertaker. Good luck, lads. I think you're going to need it.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Now, here's an interesting thing. Oh, well, I was going to say it's an interesting thing. If Undertaker could get behind Stinger and go for that rear axle, they could get them out of the arena. So that might be a tactic for them to watch out for. But let's be honest now, Stinger are not ready to let that happen at any time. and have already smacked them at least 4 times. There's the little flicker of Undertaker, but it's just not going to do anything just attacking the wheels like that. They need to get a more tactical base, and I don't honestly think it's going to happen. Goodness me! Stinger making it do a backflip there. This is why they are seeded 3rd. This is why they are always favoured to go far. This is why they always go far. That deadly thwacking mace. Using Melty Brain technology, of course. In the old days, back in the original Classic series, Stinger didn't quite have that killer instinct. Sure, it made a grand final, but it definitely lacked in the later series. But now, with Melty Brain technology, it's got the powerful punch it always needed. Undertaker, can they self-right? Yes, they can. But they are in all sorts of problems here. Being bashed into Morrow, being bashed across now into Karma's CPZ. Being plucked up surely now. Yep. Oh, no. She dropped him. Oh, can they right themselves? Yes, they can. But they are in all sorts of trouble here. And I don't think there's any movement really left in them. Oh, what happened there? Well, cease called. A bit of an arena malfunction there. I'm not sure how this is going to go. Well, a bit of an unfortunate arena failure there. The powers that be have decided to have a restart from where the robots were when the pit was damaged. So let's get back to the action.
Activate.
A restart? I don't think that's ever happened in RWA before, has it? Oh, it certainly hasn't from what I can remember. Anyway, oh, and Undertaker getting hit there by Stinger. Sent flying into malfunction CPZ. Can they right themselves? I honestly hope not. For their own sake, really. Or maybe not, because malfunction's now pounding away at them as well. Oh dear, poor Undertaker. There's barely anything left. Oh dear. And I think they themselves have realised that and have given in. Now the pit button's been pressed. Now the pit lowers fair. There was a bit of an arena malfunction. So it was only fair to restart the battle there. Let's be honest, there was no real point in doing that. Let's be fair now. Undertaker counted out. Oh, bless them so hard for trying. I hope they come back with an improved machine, because I think that weapon is really good. They just need to do a little bit more work on it, and hopefully they'll have a really good machine here. Karma plucking them up and dumping them down the pit, correctly so. Cease called. And that was very, very impressive by Stinger. It was just pure bullying, really. Well, there wasn't really any point in a restart, was there? Stinger beat Undertaker to within an inch of its life before delivering the killing blow there, and then Karma sent them 6 feet under. And on to the heat final we go. 2 deadly robots here. Stinger are the favourites, being seeded 3rd, but don't forget about the impressive Thor with that deadly hammer. Let's see who wins this one.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
This is a battle which I think could be worthy of a grand final, if I'm honest. 2 extremely powerful deadly machines. The hammer of Thor, the mace of Stinger, and it seems that the mace of Stinger has the better sting, that's for certain, because Thor have been flicked over, but they've righted themselves. That hammer is a very effective self-righting mechanism. But can Thor hit Stinger? Remember, there's not a lot of Stinger to hit, but there is a lot of Thor to hit. And you can't hit Stinger without being hit yourself. That is the key thing here. Thor will have to show great tenacity in this fight to last as long as it needs to get Stinger finished. But I tell you what, they are holding up in there so far, and they're actually coming in on the aggressive as well. They want to get hit by Stinger. They need to get hit by Stinger if they have any hope on winning, and they know that, and that's what they're trying to do. Stinger now being caught by Thor. This is brilliant stuff, and Thor bringing in the hammer blows. Stinger though, spinning back up and managing to get a good hit on them there, but Thor chasing them down. This is a really good fight here. We thought it would be. 2 very good machines, but now Karma's got Thor. Oh dear, dropping them down to the floor though after having a bit of fun. Thor coming in. There's Stinger once again trying to hit Thor hard. Thor still going strongly though, and getting some attacks in on those wheels. Was any damage done there? I don't think so. Stinger seemed to be okay. Down comes the hammer again though of Thor. This is really close, you know. Really brilliant stuff. I definitely say that Stinger's doing the more damage. But as far as aggression's concerned, Thor are really giving the good go here. But another huge hit, and now into Malfunction Season. Malfunction flips it over. Can they self-right? Yes, but it took a couple of attempts. Bad control there from Thor. And I'm wondering if control will be what swings it either way here. Then again, once again, they've gone flipped. And once again, they're struggling to self-right, but they do so. But it was a struggle. And I'm wondering if more and more damage is being done to Thor here. And if it's being slowly but surely worn down by that mace of Sting. That's what it does best. It hits robots hard, yes. But it also wears machines down. And Thor now, the hammer hanging limp. It hasn't retracted. And I'm thinking that weapon might very well have died. And being honest, I think the robot may have as well. They put up a fantastic effort. They really did, didn't they? But I think that's it for Thor this time around. Karma giving it a little bit of a sniff and a little bit of a nudge. But I think Thor's had it. Stinger feeding Karma. Well, be careful feeding her, Stinger, because she bites. Don't forget about that. But Morrow coming in now to have a look. Oh! But the clock starts ticking down. And I think the clock might just save them here. If so, it's going to go to the judges. I don't think it's going to be too difficult to figure out who won that one. It does go to the judges. Well, fair play to Thor for lasting that long. But I don't think it's going to be too difficult to decide, to be honest. A very one-sided affair, that one. Thor just simply could not catch Stinger with the hammer. And eventually Stinger wore them down to a complete stop. Cease was called just before Morrow counted them out. So it has gone to the judges. But I doubt it will be too difficult for them. And the proof is in the pudding right there. Stinger winning all three criteria, absolutely dominating the battle. Stinger go through to the series semi-finals. Thank you so much for watching this week's edition of RWA Rebirth. See you next time for more carnage. Next time on RWA Rebirth, it's our final heat of the series, and we will be seeing Atlas returning, seeded 13th. And talk about saving the best for last, it's the return of number 1 seeds and reigning champions, Behemoth. I can't wait.
So good, 'cause she comes home to you. Everything seems fine, don't even phase your mind. She's not satisfied, so you're just a waste of time. She might seem so nice, but your girl's gone wild. She's out late at night, 'cause your girl's gone wild, yeah. You're not her only guy, 'cause your girl's gone wild. And she'll keep telling you lies, 'cause your girl's gone wild, yeah. Treat her like a queen, but you haven't seen what she's been up to.